Today's lesson is Topic 13, Lesson 9, Using Money to Understand Decimals. The objective for today is, I will use coin and bill models and decimal models to understand decimals. Go ahead and write this amount in your notes. How do you read this money amount? Read it as 63 cents. I don't have anything in the ones column, which would tell me how many dollar bills I would need. Is it more or less than $1? Again, because I have a zero where my $1 would go in the ones place, I know that 63 cents is less than $1. In your notes, include this problem. Suppose you have $3.45. Find a way that uses the fewest of each kind of bill or coin. Okay, I'm going to start with my ones column. So I have 3 in my ones. Therefore, I want to use 3 $1 bills. I'm going to go through each place value to decide how many of each I need. I'm going to move on to the next one. I am in the 10th place. My 10th place tell me that I want to use dime because I know that one dime is worth 10 cents. Okay, so I would need 4 dimes because each dime is worth 10 cents. And again, there's a 4 in the 10th place. That means I'm going to have 40 cents worth of dimes. Moving on to the next place value. I'm in the 100th place. The 100th place tells me I could do 5 pennies, or I could do 1 nickel, because 1 nickel is the same thing as 5 pennies. But because the question says find the way that uses the fewest of each kind of bill, I wouldn't use 5 pennies because that's more coins than 1 nickel would be. So I would say I need 3 $1 bills, 4 dimes, and 1 nickel to use the fewest of each kind of coin. 1 dime is equal to 1/10 of a dollar. Go ahead and include this in your notes. So 10 dimes equals $1. A penny is equal to 100th of a dollar. Therefore, I would need 100 pennies in order to make $1. Looking at this, we can separate it out. We took away the dollar sign, so now we're looking at the number 3 45/100ths. So how many wholes are in this number? When I'm looking at wholes, I look to the left of my decimal. So I have 3 wholes in this number because what's left over here is a part of a whole. It's just like a fraction where I could write 45/100ths as a fraction just like this. We know that fractions are part of a whole. How many tenths? Looking in my tenths place, right here, I think about the tenths place as 1 dime. I have a 4 in my tenths place, which is equal to 40. But in this place, it would be 40 tenths or 40 hundredths because my 0 is in the hundredth place. But my 5 is in my hundredths place. Therefore, I have 5 hundredths in this problem. We can use money all the time to correlate to our different decimals. We work with money and decimals all the time. Go ahead and include these next 2 problems in your notes. I want you to do $9.75. Write out how many dollar bills, how many dimes, and how many pennies. So I want to know dollars, dimes, and pennies for this problem. Include this problem in your notes. I would also like for you to include this one in your notes. $3.62. I want you to tell me how many dollars and how many pennies I would need for this one. Notice this time I'm not asking for dimes and pennies. I'm just asking for the dollars and the pennies. Go ahead and include those 2 in your notes and be ready to share.